Ruth McClung has risen from grassroots campaigner to one of the highest hopes of the Republican Party. With polls showing her race against Congressman Raul Grijalva a toss-up, big names like Sarah Palin and John McCain are helping out now and hoping to pull a huge Republican upset in a majority Hispanic district. I interviewed Ruth McClung last week at her Tucson office. Her day job is testing missiles at a major aerospace firm, and you'll hear that tech side of her creep into the conversation. Have you ever run for anything before?
I was president of my swim team in high school, but that's about it.
So president of your swim team, why'd you get into this race?
I was really tired of not having good representation in this district, and at the time, in the past, 2008, I wasn't happy with either of the people that ended up on the ballots.
Do you think this is a vote for Ruth McClung, or is it more of a vote against Raul Grijalva?
I like to hope a lot of them are votes for Ruth McClung, but this district really needs help. You have one of the highest unemployments in the nation out in Yuma. We have ground zero for the housing crisis in West Phoenix. This is the #1 drug corridor in the United States goes through this district. This district definitely needs a change. And I believe a lot of people are looking for something different, and hopefully someone can come along that can work with them to help this district.
Speaking of something different, it seems a dominant theme in this campaign has been Raul Grijalva's call to boycott Arizona. That seems to be motivating a lot of people. You agree with that?
It's definitely motivating a lot of people. I just mentioned the herd economy at this time, and a lot of people feel like their representative kicked them when they were down.
Yuma is one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. Yuma seems to have a particular problem. It is an agricultural industry that has depended on labor coming across the border.
And I am a big believer of a guest worker program.
State Senator Russell Pierce announced what we all knew he was going to do, along with several other states, which is they want to do away with the 14th Amendment, or portions of it. They say the children of illegal immigrants born here in the U.S. should not be granted citizenship, which the 14th Amendment gives them. Do you support that?
Well, I do believe the 14th Amendment grants citizenship to anyone born in this country.
Russell Pierce is trying to.
I don't believe a constitutional amendment at this point in our time, when we're dealing with a down economy, is a good idea on any front.
Let's talk about the border. You seem to support, from my readings, a technology solution. You really believe a very sophisticated border fence or other forms of technology can work at the border. Why? I
think we need smart technology. And going down to the border, there's actually trying to use radar in a very hilly area. And knowing the physics that I know, I didn't even have to look at it that much, and just to know that's not going to work in that area. We actually need people that can look at a certain specific area of the border and determine what's going to work. And there is technology that helps. And other things are very basic that we've been using for quite some time. One of the first things we need, though, is we need more people on the ground. You're dealing with a situation where you have this vast area.
Because there is a sense that laws like SB 1070 and some of the issues regarding our university and K-12 system, they're not at the highest levels in many instances. Those are keeping some of the younger technology, the knowledge workers away from the state. What do you think of that?
The schools definitely need help in this area. And that said, there are some fantastic schools, and a lot of them end up being the charter schools in this area. So I'm a big believer in having charter schools or school vouchers. We're seeing teachers and people do phenomenal things in education right now. Instead of stifling that, we need to embrace that and see if we can come up with new and innovative ways to get better education.
That's more of a state function, and it seems like the state of Arizona isn't funding education at the levels at which it needs to be funded to produce those graduates.
Well, one thing I want to do as a representative is you do have to work with the state. You have to work with the local governments, but there are, and school boards as well, and I'm a big believer in working with everyone.
But many conservatives are saying they don't want the government in education. They don't want the Department of Education at all, and they're saying, stay out, we'll handle it.
Well, what the federal government can do, and I've talked to school board members, one in particular out in Yuma, told me, look, we know the budget is tight right now, but they have their hands tied because you have all these government generalities that get placed upon these schools, and when they're dealing with different situations, schools in Arizona are dealing with different situations than a school in Oregon or a school in Washington, D.C. So we really need to make sure we can make the tailor-made solutions, that we can allow the local areas that have solutions that actually help their students in that area. We need to give them more freedom, and we need to look at solutions that will help with education. It's an investment that will pay off, and it will pay off big.
So you think the federal government has a role to play in education?
Well, one of the biggest roles, I believe, is letting people have more decisions in their life right now.
So is that a role?
Well, as a
Either you have a hand in it or you don't.
As a federal representative, I do believe I want to go there and actually stand up for Arizona and let Arizona make the tailor-made solutions it needs.
What is the choice in this campaign?
I'm a big believer in working with the local level and getting the money back to the local level and making tailor-made solutions. I want to represent this district. A lot of this district isn't feeling represented. It's very diverse, and I'm a big believer in unifying the district.
And you can see my extended interviews with both candidates by going to 12news.azcentral.com. When we return to our special expanded edition of Sunday Square Off, the panel joins me with their take on the congressional races. And later, should the governor's health be an issue in this election? And medical marijuana. Arizona voters appear to like the idea. Will legalizing pot be far behind?